Manipur received 150 Agwa ICU ventilators under PM CARES Fund for use in tackling COVID-19 pandemic. COVID care center with 100 bed capacity opened at GNM School of Nursing building in Thawal District Hospital complex. President of the Youth Welfare Club, Malom K. Ranjit, urges government to allow opening of community quarantine centers in view of surging COVID-19 confirmed cases. Manipur government signed MOU with Caesar Hospital for setting up common biomedical and hazardous waste treatment and disposal facility at Lumdeng. And India locks above 3,79,000 new COVID-19 cases and 3,645 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate drops to 82.10%. Hello and welcome to Impact News, watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm KANGUJAM SHELLYRA. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your mask properly, and maintain a safe distance. Now the news in details. Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has delivered 150 Agwa ICU ventilators under Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund PM CARES Fund to Manipur in the wake of surging COVID-19 cases in the state. The life-saving equipments were formally received by Chief Minister Nontoman Birent in a simple function held at the Darbar Hall of Chief Minister's Secretariat today. Speaking from CM Secretariat today, Chief Minister N. Birent said the state will now be equipped with 240 ventilators in total, with the pre-existing 90 ventilators at Janims and Reams. He further assured that oxygen manufacturing plants will also be set up at Thawal and Churchampu district. He said that the oxygen plant will be ready within 10 days and efforts are underway to set up plants in all the districts of the state. Health department officials, health experts and hospital officials attended the meeting. The Chief Minister also reminded that the center has already sent 400 oxygen concentrators, 500 D-type oxygen cylinders and around 3,000 D-type machines. He added that UNICEF has provided 2 machines to enhance RT-PCR testing and 1 each will be kept at Janims and Reams.
Nadana Bahona Basin Fighting in Equida, Amatang Ibalambini, Narang Hanagi Kara Horse Action Horabani, Maksuk the Basin, Paraga, Porta Putopa, Adagi, Gelda Kamba, Adagi, Pazana Lambi, Longhang the Karida, Function Maram Zadana, when Hideaway Sopi Mi Mangadagi, Maridagi, Hen Punbigano, Pundagi, and a function Punbigano, Hibasing, the Torum Basing, Haba Horabani, Adagi Amana Sing Gabo, you, Pilgrim, Gisapo, you, Esoping Actavero, Esoping Naga, Hazana Nium Sumna, Lady Belena, Simatumina, COVID. Sigi matungin yengaga tawdabni hata pulap satna tawdu yaroi ngasidagi ai Kangkopi SP dasu ai DG dasu loina instruction tawkre any religious related oigera singa oigera dagi luhongbo oigera sorat oigera usop oigera anything SOP ngakna tawrumdraba madu yumbu yauna phagat nabagi instruction pikhrebani adna hairi posi mayamna inbiu na dani masi phagi oina koi tawbu yaroi tawbigunu phagi oina hera ai yorokri he film de tawbigunu aduna ai once again mayam Amona Mashigi SOP Pajana maintain Tauraga SOP Pajana Naga Sapi Nabase Apple Tawjari.
Chief Minister N. Birent appealed to the public to observe COVID-appropriate behaviors at all the times and warrant of strict action against violators. He also said pilgrims at Kaubru Shrine should observe COVID-19 SOPs. Birent said Kampo PDC and the SP have been already instructed to take stringent actions against violators.
PM Care dagi narang si koida oxygen duga na aba sathi basing lai mada sang da ya da ya maru ba du ventilator ekoi na so hana ventilator si gi awat pa si leigadra na me pai ga lei budu narang si 150 ekoi da thabi re amana government of India dagi koi D type ki oxygen cylinder sama ama ekoi da already bir khre adu altogether we have about 3000 maya da lei adu si gi mathakta mu UNICEF dagi narang machine ani ma RT-PCR dongna bagi machine ani ma phange haiba machine ani si sina mara mara kana koi covid ki test of gi chance kana na ba anu ma si rims dama adu ga jerims dama kinna ba wareb lore oxygen PCA plan link da ba jiujik su hobal dama adu ga chorchanpur dama 10 days ki manung da oxygen sungna bagi PCA gi unit hangani adu ga atai walhau district mari manga headquarters sing da su ki masi gi hangna na ba ko already proposal to kan within 10-15 days da hangna na madu gi pai lokhachari PM Care
Manipur reported 314 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of 2,579 test results received today. All necessary medical precautionary measures like containment and contact tracing are in place. As per State Health Department and COVID-19 Command Control Room press release at 5 p.m. today, total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Manipur has reached 31,315. 5 COVID patients died in the past 24 hours, rising the death toll to 400. The deceased persons are 1 from Bishnupur and 2 each from Imphal East District and Imphal West District. Has sought technical opinion on key points like manpower and material management, vaccination, nature of lockdown and containment zones, effective enforcement of SOPs, etc. In the view of the sudden upsurge of COVID-19 cases in the state, in recent days, Chief Minister N. Biren sought expert opinion from medical experts, bureaucrats and police to effectively tackle the second wave of COVID-19 during a meeting held at Chief Minister's Secretariat today. Education Minister Sorokhaibam Razin, Health Advisor Dr. S. Ranjan, Additional Chief Secretary, Principal Secretary, Commissioner Education as Health Director, Jenims Director, Caesar Hospital MD, Babina Group MD and top government officials. The Chief Minister assured that there would be no dearth of funds. He instructed the relevant officials to acquire required equipment and engage manpower at the earliest. And Biren also asked them to increase COVID beds in hospitals and reactivate COVID care centers as soon as possible. A COVID care center with 100-bed capacity was opened at GNM School of Nursing building in Thobal District Hospital Complex today. The COVID care center is jointly opened by District Administration Thobal and District Health Society Thobal. COVID-19 positive and asymptomatic patients will be cared at the center. Speaking to media, Chief Medical Officer of Thobal Dr. Y. Nokul said, center will provide beds and water, but inmates have to bring their food, clothing and other necessary items. It may be mentioned that 12-bedded isolation ward was also opened at District Hospital Thobal on April 27. One may contact COVID Care, COVID Control Room mobile number 986-226-7552 for any COVID-19 related queries. Club Malom K. Ranjit has urged the state government to allow and help in setting up community quarantine centers if the state lack adequate funds to open COVID care centers. He was speaking to media at Malom Mega High School today. In view of the recent surge in positive cases of COVID-19 in Malom Tuliaima Mayai Lekai, village committee members and Malom GP Pradhan also took part in the press meet. He expressed disappointment that they have not been given permission to set up a community quarantine center at the school despite approaching the relevant DC. It may be mentioned that 32 people of 15 households in the locality recently tested positive for COVID-19. They have approached the government to provide them treatment at COVID care center, but they were told that COVID care centers are yet to be start fully operating, hence the infected persons are in home isolation.
ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯕꯅꯤꯗꯤ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯑꯅꯤꯔꯛ ꯇꯦꯂꯤꯐꯣꯟ ꯇꯧꯖꯩ ꯌꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯊꯝꯕꯤꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯂꯩꯐꯝ ꯆꯥꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯍꯣꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯆꯥꯕ ꯂꯦꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯟ ꯇꯣꯏꯂꯦꯠ ꯂꯩꯇꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯂꯞ ꯇꯧꯔꯕ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯛꯀꯤꯗꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯃꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯒꯤ ꯑꯌꯥꯕꯗꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯦ ꯑꯥꯔ.ꯗꯤ. ꯋꯤꯡꯗ ꯊꯝ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯃꯥꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯌꯨꯝꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯒ ꯁꯦꯕꯥ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯔꯛꯀꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯦꯅ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯤꯔꯛꯏ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯅꯥꯎꯔꯤꯌꯥ ꯋꯥꯈꯪ ꯂꯥꯛꯄ ꯀꯦꯟꯗ꯭ꯔꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯄꯤ ꯃꯄꯥ ꯂꯩꯇ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯄ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯋꯥꯀꯠꯅꯤꯡꯉꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯛꯇꯕ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯏꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯊꯨꯅ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯛꯇꯔꯁꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯍꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯛ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤ ꯄꯣꯖꯤꯇꯤꯚꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤꯜꯍꯧꯗ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯋꯥꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯝ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯇꯥꯔꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯅꯔꯦꯕꯜ ꯆꯤꯐ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇꯔ ꯑꯩ ꯀꯟꯁꯔꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯗꯤꯄꯥꯔꯠꯃꯦꯟꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯨꯅ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯄꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯐꯝ ꯁꯦꯝꯕꯤꯌꯨ.
Jiribam district admin has banned entry of people from Assam without possessing COVID-19 negative test report. Entry of people, especially traders, has significantly reduced, thus affecting business transactions. Commodities are reportedly overpriced in Jiribam district in view of the situation. Many people still violate COVID-19 protocols despite the surging positive cases of coronavirus in the state. A team led by Lumfel Police Station OC Mohammad Salahuddin arrested those who failed to observe COVID-19 appropriate behaviors under its jurisdiction around 10 a.m. today. Violators were produced before Executive Magistrate. Speaking to media, Executive Magistrate L. Rishikanta said that fight against COVID-19 will be difficult without the cooperation of the public to the relevant authorities. He warned of strict actions against violators of COVID-19 related SOPs violators.
appeal tawjari akoi isa isa na khangna ngaktragadi akoi law enforcement agency katangna ngaksen bana oiroi isa isa na khangna covid ki SOP ngakna chatpiyu mayamda masina isagi amadi leibaki afaba oigatuni moina chahi amagi manungda akoina tawdoriba bonje chahi manungda amuk default tawragadi moina hanjana tawragadi moidagi fine amuk lawgaduni adune hujiki tawdori possibility aduga hujik government na handa akoi epidemic act amend tawraga magi fine se gazette fongaga mayamgi public domain dele ni kaya loguni have sem am loi khangnaba hadaki rule ma semaga leijagraban.
Thobal District Police has issued challenge to 34 violators of COVID-19 protocols at Lilong Bazaar. The drive was carried out by a combined team of Thobal District Commando, Traffic and Lilong Police. Police continue crackdown on night curfew violators. Night curfew violators were nabbed at various places across the state last night. Police issued them fines and those who cannot pay fines were taken into police custody. Both Imphal West and Imphal East District SPs led the drive at prominent places of the Imphal city. Some curfew violators reportedly tried to get away by claiming themselves to be relatives of top police officers. A police team led by Imphal West District Commander OC P. Achoba and Imphal West District Police personnel carried out drive near Kangla Fort, M Sector and North AOC. Heated arguments issued between police and violators over issuance of traffic challanges. Speaking to media, police personnel urged people to abide by COVID-19 guidelines provided by the government at all times to ward off COVID-19. They warned that police will continue detaining curfew violators and made a fervent appeal to everyone to stay indoors and to come out of homes only when it is absolutely necessary. Lamlai Mapari Thogodlut has carried out awareness drive on COVID-19 safety behaviors and distributed free face masks to people of Lamlai Assembly constituency. Volunteers of the association also distributed face masks to personnel of Yangampopi police station. Speaking on the sidelines, Association General Secretary Eld Bonisana urged all those 18 years and above to get vaccinated against coronavirus starting May 1st. Stating that there is no MLA in Lamlai constituency, he urged the government for necessary measures in the constituency to fight the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Bonisana appealed to all the local clubs, Merapaibi groups and village committees to extend help.
lamlai miyang ki pusi kanjana budungta ngasi lamlai kendagi mafam sin batunga COVID-19 gi awareness mayam da pibe chai lona lambi da thengna mask up to lerama mayam da mask pi da mask upan ba amadi mask natun sin khumjala laga niwam sun upan ba gi asiguna ba COVID-19 gi mayok da ngasi awareness program asi pangtuk bani ngasi awareness program asi gi manung chana yengang kopi police osi amadi lamlai police osi da su makoda COVID-19 thengna da lor thotang adu ikai kunam upona mask ji asina lamlai police da yang pi police da ko da ko asi matik pi ba asina maram uraga lamlai kendra se COVID-19 ani su asi sanduk ngam da lamlai kendra ma ngam lesson.
General Officer Commanding-in-Chief Command Eastern Command Lieutenant General Anin Johan has donated oxygen concentrators machined at polyclinics reserved for ex-servicemen in Imphal and Churachandpur district. Armed Forces Ex-Servicemen Association Manipur has expressed gratitude to Lieutenant General Anin Johan for his contributions for the welfare of state's armed forces veterans. State government has inked a memorandum of understanding with Caesar Hospitals and Research Institute Private Limited and Manipur Pollution Control Board. The MOU was signed for the development of a common biomedical waste treatment and disposal facility and a hazardous waste treatment, storage and disposal facility at Lamdeng in Imphal West District. It was signed among Additional Chief Secretary Forest and Environment M.H. Khan, representing State Government, Managing Director of Caesar Hospital Private Limited, Dr. K.H. Palint, and Member Secretary of Manipur Pollution Control Board, T. Mangi, in the presence of Chief Minister N. Biren at Chief Minister's Secretariat today. The facilities will be set out under the provision of the Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016 as amended and the Hazardous and Other Waste Management and Transboundary Movement Rules 2016 as amended respectively. State government will bear 25% of the total project cost and MS Caesar Hospital and Research Institute Private Limited as project proponent will bear 25% of the project cost against the budget of projects sanctioned by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India as per the terms and conditions of the ministry. Caesar Hospital will be solely responsible for the operation and maintenance of two facilities, and operation and maintenance of the facilities will be closely monitored by the MPCB. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Office of the Yaifre Group of Finance, Head Office Singmairong near Eastern Motor, Imphal East, Mi Tara mga English Kun Mathoy, Tha Amada Lupa Lesing Marika Hulaga, Hausagadauriba, Lottery cum tender Siaw Biraga, Lupa Lak Kun Gimapu Oibiu, Lucky Draw Fauragana, Lupa Lak Amafang Bigani, Loinana, Atoba Matamda, Ezen Yankay Supamzay, Ezen Singidamak monthly income, draw timing na Nutugipung Anini.
Welcome back after the break watching Primetime English Bulletin. India reported 3,79,257 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. India's COVID tally stands at 1,83,76,524. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, there are 30,84,814 active cases in India, and death toll stands at 2,04,832, with the addition of 3,645 new COVID deaths. On the positive note, 2,69,507 recoveries were reported in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 1,50,86,878. India's recovery rate has further declined to 82.10%. Maharashtra has the highest active coronavirus cases of above 6,75,000. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 15,356,000 people, above 31,67,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 12,78,85,000. USA ranks highest with over 68,10,000 active cases, followed by India and Brazil. Serum Institute of India has dropped the price of Covishield vaccine by ₹100 for the state government. In a tweet, Serum CEO Adar Purnawala said that as a philanthropic gesture, Serum Institute will provide Covishield to state in ₹300 with immediate effect. This will save thousands of crores of state funds going forward. He said this will be enabled more vaccinations and save countless lives. Serum has priced Covishield at ₹400 for state government hospitals and ₹600 for private hospitals. India's homegrown COVID-19 vaccine has been found to neutralize double mutant or 617 variant of coronavirus. This was stated by the White House Chief Medical Advisor and America's top pandemic expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. The statement comes days after Indian Council of Medical Research announced that Covishield is effective against the double mutant. Dr. Fauci said despite the real difficulty that we are seeing in India, vaccination could be a very important antidote against this. Developed by Bharat Biotech in partnership with National Institute of Virology and Indian Council of Medical Research, Covishield was approved for emergency use on January 3. Trial results later showed the vaccine has an efficacy of 78%. Following Health Ministry's guidelines, State Department of Youth Affairs and Sport has carried out COVID vaccination camps at Kumatlampak Indoor Stadium. Around 266 staff and sport persons under the department were administered COVID-19 vaccine at the camp supervised by Imphal Chief Medical Officer and medical professionals. Devotees on pilgrimage to the sacred Mount Kaubru are facing water-related issues. Some miscreants have yet again vandalized a newly constructed shrine of the Meitei community at the foot of the sacred mount. Meanwhile, Kairao MLA L. Rameshwar becomes the first MLA to inspect the condition of the Mount Kaubru till its top. Impact News reporter Jotin Kundrakpont and camera person Pukrambam Bobo bring you a latest report on the condition of the Mount Kaubru.
Around 300 people of Kairao Assembly constituency, led by local MLA L. Rameshwar, went on pilgrimage to the sacred Mount Kaubru recently. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA L. Rameshwar opined that a society can remain peaceful only when communities respect each other's religious beliefs and rituals. He also announced a donation of 2 lakh rupees for the first phase to aid in construction of temples, resting sheds and roadway for pilgrims at the Mount Kaubru. Expressing disappointment at the deliberately felling down of big ancient trees and recent vandalizing of sacred sites at the mount, MLA L. Rameshwar assured of urging Manipur Chief Minister to construct an office of the Forest Department at the hilltop in order to guard, restore and conserve the mountain. He expressed disappointment that some miscreants have vandalized the newly constructed offering site at the foot of the sacred mount and the foundation stone laid by Rajya Sabha MP Leshemba Sanajauba for building a new shed near Ikom Pond at the hilltop under MP Lat Fund has disappeared.
Tangjing marjing wangbren jaga tung tong tong phamsing akhoi ngakpu mathok dai ipai pun thambiram lam amadi sorgem phamsing ase akhoi ngakpu ngamdo de khoi maite amoin hingobugi thedokpa atra thokte habajima ai Manipur jamayamda ai thamjage laifam asi sema sabada thugai ga khara kanagum khara toi masi tobigano thugai kamu sing hangjani question de makoi su ꯏꯁꯣꯔꯅ ꯙꯔꯃ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯆꯠꯂꯝꯒꯅꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯙꯔꯃꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯤꯛꯇꯨ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯏꯁꯣꯔꯅ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯂꯥꯏꯁꯪ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕꯅ ꯌꯥꯎꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕꯃꯛꯇꯗ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯁꯟ ꯍꯪꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯈꯥ ꯇꯥꯅ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏ ꯈꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯒꯅꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯤꯅꯅ ꯏꯟꯚꯥꯏꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟ ꯉꯥꯛ ꯁꯦꯜꯂꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ
Moirangthem Imoba, Vice President of Poirei Ithiba Loop, in short, PIL, laments over the drying up of water bodies at the Mount Kobru. He said the mount used to have many lively ponds, but now they remain as namesake ponds. He led around 70 volunteers of the association on pilgrimage to Kobru Lifeland this year. Moirangthem Imoba says the association members go on pilgrimage to the mount every year and they carry out tree plantation and cleanliness drives at the mount. He expresses disappointment that every time they revisit the mount, they find it bare due to burning down of trees by some unknown miscreants. Imoba says mass deforestation has led to drying up of the water bodies. He appeals to everyone for cooperation in restoring the natural habitat of the area.
Say that the Mamang Takadi, when I was Lejeriba Mahomsi Moksu, some Lairamaga, the Sili Belocasi, sing Wawasian, you don't sing the Awabalaram day. The Maruina, when Hekakala production, Yana Tendariba, Mayamna, Charutel, Suhainaba, sing Pam, the Amum Loka and Haibu and the key, Darkus, Pangdava, Masigi Maru, the Uwayan Tatkiva Kotakiva, Luna, sing Tata, Sinasu, Adubu Maru, Uwayan Tatkivasina, environment, the Kaiva Peter Kanda, Masai, Satam Mayamsi, Lesson Puna Targa, to Yam the Ingamba, the Mausagi, Mamang in the Limba, Satam, in the Manga, was this half his son, Hankalapa, sensing Pralak, High Tarek.
While Jeet KANGUJAM, co-founder of Lamkoi, a nature and adventure enthusiast group, appeals to the ever-increasing visitors to stop littering the Mount Kobru. He says the group facilitates those who want to climb the Mount Kobru with necessary adventure equipments every year. He called upon everyone to preserve the Mount Kobru, which has an inseparable bond with the Meitei community for generations to come.
Mayam lakpada saram tamagi adagi patahudi mayam dombase masimtang makam sana azala losin diramaga adagi ising manata bagi irubansan adagi yan thina tawisa si tang hoi mayam interest tang adum tang simdoga mafam si adum hoi tum koina yamna singkaroi mayam su yamna lungaina lakpa ya bakhunne aduna luna thamaji ofisi tanota adagi uwaya thalido pa simya sma kitang simdoga di masima khanji adum hoi tum koina hoi generation mayam duka di akoi Meitei gi su tana tana ya dum phom ol ne ka masim di akoi music dai go news di hena par wena ka wena dum do to bu ya ne khale.
Pilgrims with much difficulty managed to get some water from gullies near one of the ponds at Imoinu Tel. They had to wait for almost 1 hour in queue to get a little amount of water. Representatives of various civil society organizations, student bodies, and others who visited the sacred mount planted saplings and carried out cleanliness drive.
Sima family Katanena High Tayo, Krabudi, Amani Woody Sopatri, some Taktoya, and Jing Yumni, Potserpa in Rangdam, or Lucian, so we should sing my own Sima family.
The once leafy and filled up water bodies at the sacred Mount Kobru are drying up. Pilgrims are facing water-related issues. It would be wise for the state government and the relevant authorities to take necessary measures to restore these water bodies by planting trees in the catchment areas to facilitate generations of devotees who will be on pilgrimage at the Mount Kobru. With camera person Programman Bobo, this is Jotin Kondrakwam Impact News, Kobru.
Kalika Lairimbi Youth Club has urged the government to take stock of illegal digging of the earth from the Iril riverbed at Irilbung Kalika in Imphal East district. Speaking to media today, club advisor KH Hemanta lamented that miscreants are carrying out illegal digging of earth as deep as 30 feet at the Iril River amid the state government's effort to rejuvenate rivers of the state with investment of crores of rupees. He says such illegal activity by a handful of self-centric people causes flash floods inundating to many paddy fields, and residents of the Irilbung Kalika village bear the brunt of floods every year.
Nong kitang chubaga akhoi hariba miyam lo singu tokjari bolo konjida sing changmana maram moiduna halate sing thumdana lo singu de am ware ishagi oiba lana gi chen tanba matamda miyam da harassment piba hoji covid-19 gi laina la kum matamsida akhoi na lebak pection duna khung gai phun honduna laina mayama thandorokan haibagi mi paibi phawre hoina runana lambi thongi phigam ja sugi matik phatabana khoida tatok jasinda yamna ware hanu matamda horma uwasing lona yan thakiduna hojikti yamna phigam chadraba dungnaba afamada leire aduna yaragadi maruena mari lenaba water resources department na chingba amadi director of environment na chingba department singa sina miyeng changbi le hairaga pham si lebak pekpaji matam chuppagi oina thingbiu.
BJP Manipur Pradesh has welcomed party returnee Dr. N. Dizamani after a brief hiatus. The reception was held at the party office in Nitepat today. It may be mentioned that Dr. N. Dizamani contested from the Oripok Assembly constituency in the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly of 2017 on the BJP ticket before leaving the party. Speaking on the occasion, former MLA Maisna borrowed stress on the need for those politicians who sincerely want to bring development in Manipur to possess political morality. He said frequent party hopping will reduce public trust. The former MLA also called upon Manipur State Population Commission to take measures to curb the rising population in the state. Gracing the event, Lok Sabha MP Dr. R.K. Ranjan said in-depth discussions should be held to figure out why members often leave the party. He also appealed for public cooperation to the party's effort right from the booth level in combating COVID-19 pandemic.
Yamna serious oina lawirasu yai lawidrasu yai aduga ngasigi ranti Manipur de yam charangneba menta daba kana karino kaizorino kana karmai torino hamse masidang Manipur praja na karilum da masi muthakchi haibitar boidi abai political morality ba yam darkar hoire
Bharatiya Janata Party se lebak niyamna pithribi na masuk khanglaba Yari Bajpai gi matungda khwaidagi hena selfless oina thabuk toriba Narendra Modi ji gi pauktak matungna ikoi khudingmak ngasi muk thengnariba pandemic ase masi ikoi thawa yauna polemi na ba machangi Prime Minister na nahan magi garib kailyan anna yojana asida me thadagi Jun tha phawda free oina food grains laira ba praja sing bigadori aikoi gi worker khudingmak na mi sing aduda younana ba aikoi gi an balaitaba adugumba import ama changi.
One-day workshop on TB preventive therapy for injecting drug users and people living with HIV/AIDS was held at KON office in Hodam Playrock today. KON ARK Foundation and Treatment Action Group jointly organized the workshop where KON President RK Nalinikanta stressed on topics like global burden of TB and HIV, understanding TB infection, fundamentals of TB preventive therapy, etc. 18 representatives of community organization from 7 districts took part in the event. Police team led by Traffic Additional SP A. Devananda has arrested traffic violators. Riders who failed to wear helmets to wear slave fines at various places of the Imphal city this afternoon. People's Action for National Democratic Movement Pandam has warned of carrying out intensive drive against sale of tobacco products in the state. Tobacco products seized from Tilapati by MSF, the Imphal East District Committee, under its campaign MSF Affairs on Drug Use Prevention, were set ablaze today. MSF appealed not to abuse intoxicant amid the pandemic and sought for cooperation from local clubs and Mayrapavi groups in curbing drug menace. Manipuri Student Federation MSF Bishnupur District Committee 2021-22 elected its new executive members at MSF head office today. The federation members also discussed about various past and upcoming welfare undertakings. Labour and Employment Minister SHELLYRA has sent greetings on the occasion of the International Workers' Day, also known as Labour's Day or May Day. He shared his heartiest greetings with all the people of Manipur employed in different sectors and departments and assured that the ruling government is ready to take care of any matter relating to labour welfare like infrastructure, working environment, human resource, salary, allowances, etc., and is ready to listen to the grievances of all the employees. Now the sports news. 125th Friends Open Tennis Tournament will kick off from May 30 till June 13. The tournament is being postponed by 1 week owing to COVID-19 pandemic. It was earlier scheduled to be held from May 24 till June 7. The tournament will be played at open clay court of State Roland Garros in Paris. Participants in men's singles and men's doubles, women's singles and doubles, mixed doubles, junior boys and girls, wheelchair will compete in the second Grand Slam. Last year, the tournament was held from September 27 till October 11, where Spanish tennis player Rafael Nadal won the men's single title and Poland's Iga Swiatek won the women's single title. Manipur Fencing Association has rescheduled its annual general body meeting for 10 a.m. on May 23 at the Fencing Auditorium of Kumatlam Park Sports Complex. Representatives of all the affiliated units of MFA are informed to reach the venue on time. Press release from the MFA also notified that to pay renewal fees latest by May 16. 12 women teams will compete in the field hockey of 32nd Summer Olympic Games to be hosted by Japan. Women's hockey sports will be held from July 24 till August 6. Germany, Great Britain, India, Ireland, Netherlands and South Africa are in Group A, and Group B consists of host Japan, Argentina, Australia, China, New Zealand and Spain. 4 winning teams each from Group League will enter the knockout stage and compete in quarter matches and later in the finals. India's first Group League match will be played against New Zealand on July 24, with Germany on July 26, Great Britain on July 28, Ireland on July 30 and with South Africa on July 31. 4 quarter-final matches will be played on August 2, 2 semi-final matches on August 4, third place and final match on August 6. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Manipur receives 150 Akva ICU ventilators under PM Cares Fund for use in tackling COVID-19 pandemic. COVID care center with 100-bed capacity opened at GNM School of Nursing building in Thawal District Hospital Complex. President of Youth Welfare Club Malong K. Ranjit urges government to allow opening of community quarantine centers in view of surging COVID-19 confirmed cases. Manipur government signs MOU with Caesar hospitals for setting up common biomedical and hazardous waste treatment and disposal facility at Lamdeng. And month, India locks above 3,79,000 new COVID-19 cases and 3,645 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate drops to 82.10%. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. For more news, you can follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Have a great evening and stay safe.